YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We enter the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about, can the Washington Commanders turn around their season with Brian Robinson coming back? So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you go down below, give a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So, as we know, yesterday Brian Robinson made his return from the unfortunate situation that happened in late August. He was actually at practice yesterday, and he practiced, and he looked okay. He looked solid. I personally wouldn't play him this Sunday just because you had the quick turnaround on Thursday Night Football against the Bears. I think playing him week 6 would be better because then on the back end he has 9 days to rest. But we'll see how they hold that situation. I went on record and said I personally feel like the season's over from the standpoint of us actually turning this thing around and getting a wild card berth. I do think, at some point Washington will turn this thing around and win maybe 4 games in a row. But I don't know if we're going to turn it around completely to the point where we're going to get a playoff berth again. I know at some point we're probably going to finish 8-9, 7-10 yet again. That's just how I personally feel in October. I'm praying that I'm wrong. I'm praying that Washington fixes it this weekend and we go on this massive win streak. I would love that. But me feeling right now, and obviously I'm entitled to my own opinion, how I feel right now, October 6th, I don't think Washington's going to turn this thing around completely to the point where we become an NFC wildcard team. Hope I'm wrong again, but that's just how I feel. But on the same token, I'm going to be rooting for this team each and every week, as so are you. We must talk about it. How can this team turn around this 1-3 start? Can they turn it around with getting a huge part of their offense back in Brian Robinson? Let me first start by saying I like B-Rob. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of Brian Robinson. I wasn't a big fan of the pick back then, but I became a fan. But Brian Robinson isn't going to completely turn around this offense. Brian Robinson doesn't pass protect. Brian Robinson doesn't, he doesn't pass protect on the offensive line, at least. Let me say that. He does, obviously, as a running back. But he doesn't call plays. He doesn't play defense. Okay, Brian Robinson is one person. Is he going to agree an upgrade? For sure, definitely. But is he going to fix everything that's wrong with this team? Because it's more than one thing wrong with this team. It's not just the running game. And the running game has actually been really good with Antonio Gibson. I definitely think Brian Robinson's an upgrade, but I don't think he's going to fix all of our problems. Let's not act like this guy is a proven player in the league, and let's not act like this guy is a quarterback. A quarterback is a person that changes the game. It would be different if we were just getting our starting quarterback back, and we could be like, okay, getting our starting quarterback back, he could change this season. But single-handedly, I don't know if Brian Robinson changes this season trajectory by himself. There's a lot that goes into Washington changing this season and actually getting back on track. So what is that, you may ask me? Number one, make Carson Wentz comfortable. What do I mean by that? Stop having him in 7-step drops. Get him out on the run. Get him out of the pocket, throwing on the run. Get him away from the pressure so he can be comfortable. Get some quick passes going early in the game so he can be comfortable. You taking the ball out of his hands, you continuing to call 7-step drops, Cat Turner, it's just showing you that you have an inability to change your game plan, and you have no confidence in your quarterback in Carson Wentz. Washington definitely could change this season around, but for the simple fact that I have no more faith in this coaching staff, I'm not sure that they do that. I say the season's pretty much over, but is it really? No, it's not. But do anybody in this fan base have any faith in this coaching staff to turn it around? I know a lot of people want to comment and say, hey, Juan, man, Ron Rivera started off 1-3 in his 3rd year in Carolina, and then he went on to go finish 12-4. And I said that in my yesterday's video. I said, difference is from Ron Rivera in Carolina and Ron Rivera in Washington, he had a Cam Newton. We don't have Cam Newton here. he had a star defense. We don't have a star-studded defense. We have a defense that's finding their way, but we don't have a defense that's going to completely shut down teams to under 20 points, how that Panthers team was that year. I don't see it. And this is what that coaching staff has done to me. That coaching staff has enabled no confidence in my body. So I definitely think there's a chance Washington can turn it around, but are they actually going to do that? Are they going to get on this win streak sooner when they still have a chance instead of waiting until we go 1-7 and then you spat off 4 in a row and now you're what? 6-7 or 7 and whatever. 5 and whatever. It don't matter. You got to get on if you want to win now, you got to win now. And it starts this weekend. It's no more losing. Because if we lose this week, and you guys hear me saying the season's over now, and obviously it's not, but that's how I feel for the simple fact of turning this thing completely around. If we lose this Sunday, then it's really wraps. You can ill afford to lose this game. Your season's practically on the line this Sunday. That's how I look at it. Brian Robinson is going to be a huge piece of this offense. I'm excited to get him back at some point. I think it's going to be week 6, or at least week 6 is the smartest option to get him back. But he's not going to single-handedly fix all of our problems. Ron Rivera, this coaching staff, is the people that's in charge of fixing our problems. Switch up the offensive line. They inserted Sadiq Charles and took out Trey Turner. Good. They're probably going to roll with Nick Martin, but I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to go with Tyler Larson. That's good. No more Sam Cosmi, who has been horrible this year, and he's been battered and bruised. I think he has a hyperextended knee with the twisted ankle, and he just got finger surgery. Sam Cosmi is all messed up. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise that he got the hand injury and surgery, because I don't think if he did, Washington fans or the Washington Commanders wouldn't have put him out. He would have continued to try to go out there, and he would have been hurting himself and the team even more. So now you enter Luke C. Lucas. Thinks he gave us a good shot. So you see Ron Rivera and this coaching staff starting to make these changes, whether they're doing it or they're forced to do it. But continue to evolve, continue to change. Obviously, what we're doing is not working. I feel like with Brian Robinson being back, and that probably may start week 6, we're going to go to a heavy run first team and a lot of play action rollouts. I hope so, at least, because you got to get Carson Wentz comfortable. You got to get him away from that pressure. I feel like Washington knows what they have to do, and all they have to do is go ahead and execute it. It's not rocket science. It's really not. It's pretty easy to turn this thing around. You just got to go out there and win games and fix what's been the problem. And they did part of that with the offensive line. So let's see how that plays out. But for the most part, I'm excited again to have Brian Robinson back. Him and Gibby pairing it up in the backfield is going to be fun to watch. Antonio Gibson's now going to be a weapon. We may see him on kick returns now. So that will be fun, but I don't think Brian Robinson is going to single-handedly just turn this season around by himself. He's a running back, guys. He's not Derrick Henry. Like, if he was Derrick Henry and he was the vocal point of our offense and he's been out, then I would definitely see why. But he's not the vocal point of this offense. He's not. So I don't see him having that crazy impact to where he's just carrying us on his back, especially with him having to ramp back up. He's hurt, or he's coming back off an injury. They're not just going to give him 15 to 20 carries in his first game. They're going to ramp him up slowly, so it's going to take time for B-Rob to get back in action. But I'm excited to see what he can do. He keeps the offense ahead. He keeps the offense on schedule. He's barreling forward every single run. He's hitting the hole. He has better ball carry vision than Antonio Gibson, and he can catch a little bit out the backfield too. I'm excited to see his pass protection because, again, he does pass protect from the backfield, but obviously he doesn't be on the O-line. I want to see his pass protection. But Brian Robinson being back is just one part of it. Are we going to tighten up on the O-line with Sadiq Charles now in there and Cornelius Lucas? Are we going to tighten up on the secondary? Is assignments going to stop being missed? Is penalties going to stop being called? Are we going to stop panicking? Are we going to get our confidence back, William Jackson? Kendall Fuller, are we going to stop getting burnt? Probably not, because he's older, but that's on the coaching staff to see that and make adjustments. Coaching, are we gonna make adjustments? Are we gonna get players in there that can actually play? Now, it's no more time for trying things. It's no more time for just leaving things how they are, because obviously those things aren't working. It's an obvious reason why we're 1-3. Changes need to be made, and unless Ron Rivera wants his job to be gone, unless this team wants to have yet another terrible, mediocre season, unless Dan Snyder wants to continue to have his stadium empty, we need to make changes. And it needs to start this Sunday. Hell, it should have started week 3 versus Philly, really. But they just kept going with what they went with, and now we're in a hole. We dug ourselves a hole, which it seems like we do every year, and now it's time to get ourselves out of it. Simple as that. Changes need to be made, man. But yeah, man, let's just talk about this video in the comment section down below. I definitely think Washington could turn it around, but do I have faith that they will do this? No, and the big reason is because this coaching staff has enabled no confidence in me for them to turn this around. I think they're going to probably finish the season 7-10, 8-9 again, mediocre, and we're going to be sitting in the middle of the first round like we've been doing the past couple years, instead of just being bad, completely getting a top pick, or being good and getting a wild card berth or getting a playoff berth. But we'll see. Still a lot of football left, but that's just how I am in October 6th. Hopefully, November 6th, December 6th, I feel much better and we're playing hella football. Like I say, hell of a football. Good football. Hopefully. Now, let's just talk about this video in the comment section down below. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Do you think Washington could turn it around with Brian Robinson coming back, or you don't have any confidence in this team right now, like me? Now let's just start this video. Again, it's me, boy Juan Gotti, on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Peace. Cross me one time, that's gonna get you popped. Get you popped.